Have you ever heard the anecdote of the multi-billionaire who strolled into a premium car showroom clothed in faded jeans and a casual tee? Now that's an intriguing story worth sharing. Let me sketch the scene for you. There's our billionaire, hair all tousled, shoes battered, appearing as though he just woke up. He stands amidst glistening automobiles that cost more than the average house. The salesman, of course, barely spares him a second look, preoccupied with buffing the chrome finish on a sports car than attending to our multi-billionaire donned in second-hand clothes. But the plot thickens. Our shabby billionaire isn't your average Joe off the street. No, sir. He's loaded, and he's ready to splurge. He indicates the priciest car on the floor, a suave red speedster that most could only fantasize about. In a heartbeat, he purchases it outright. Cash, no strings attached. The salesman's reaction? Let's say it was a bigger drop than the stock market crash in 2020. So what compels the wealthy, those with a surplus of money they can't even keep track of, to understate their affluence? Why do they lean towards the unassuming, the modest, the downright dilapidated? Consider Mark Zuckerberg as an example. The man practically resides in his monotonous gray t-shirt. You'd imagine that being a billionaire would involve diamond-studded suits. But no, it's monotonous tees all day. Perhaps it's an intentional choice, a counterstatement to the extravagant show-off of wealth. Maybe it's a longing for normalcy, a method to assimilate with the masses. Or it could be simply about comfort, a liking for the soft, worn-out texture of an old t-shirt over the rigid formal attire of a business suit. Regardless of the rationale, one thing stands out. Wealth isn't always with glitz and glamour. It's not about the car or the costliest timepiece. It's about comfort, about personal choice, about the liberty to live life on one's own terms. So the next time you spot a guy in sandals purchasing a Lamborghini, don't be too hasty to make assumptions. What if I told you that the dirty sweatshirt you're about to throw away could be your ticket to a billionaire lifestyle? That's right, you heard me correctly. Welcome to the paradoxical world of high fashion, where the wealthy drop thousands on clothes that look like they've been pulled from a dumpster. Take a stroll down any high-end fashion runway, and you'll see models strutting their stuff in ripped jeans, distressed shirts, and scuffed shoes. These aren't your average thrift store finds. Oh no. These are meticulously designed pieces of wearable art, each tear and stain strategically placed by some of the world's top designers. And the price tag? Well, let's just say you could probably pay off a small country's national debt. You might be thinking, wait a minute. Why would anyone want to look like they just rolled out of a recycling bin? Well, just as the peacock flaunts its colorful feathers, the rich flaunt their wealth by paying top dollar for clothes that look anything but new. It's a trend that's become synonymous with the phrase, money can't buy taste. But hey, who are we to judge? Now, here's where it gets really interesting. On the flip side of this fashion coin, we have the less fortunate among us, who strive to look rich by buying cheap, rich clothes. These are the knockoff designer handbags, the imitation diamond rings, the faux fur coats. It's a fascinating contrast, isn't it? The rich want to look poor, and the poor want to look rich. It's like a fashion version of Freaky Friday. And this, my friends, is the beauty of the fashion world. It's a playground where the rules are constantly changing, and the unexpected becomes the norm. So, the next time you're about to toss out that old, worn-out sweatshirt, just remember, you could be throwing away the next big thing in high fashion. Who knew that looking like you've been attacked by a bear was the latest fashion statement for the rich? You may think that rich people have money to burn, but some of them are tighter than a duck's backside. Astonishingly, some of the wealthiest individuals in the world are incredibly frugal, despite their towering fortunes. They live like they're teetering on the edge of bankruptcy, making one wonder whether their money is stuck in a high-interest savings account, or perhaps they've got some secret recipe for multiplying their riches. Take Warren Buffett, for example, one of the richest men on the planet. You'd think he'd live in a sprawling mansion with gold-plated faucets and a swimming pool filled with $100 bills. But no. He's been living in the same modest house he bought in 1958 for $31,500. Yes, you heard that right. 1958. He probably has socks older than most of us. And then there's Ingvar Kamprad, the founder of IKEA. He was known for flying economy class and driving an old Volvo. It's as if he took the concept of flat pack a little too seriously and applied it to his entire lifestyle. Speaking of cars, let's not forget Jim Walton, heir to the Walmart fortune. He drives a 16-year-old pickup truck. I mean, come on, Jim, at least get the oil changed once in a while. It's not just about transportation or accommodation. Many wealthy individuals are also notoriously frugal when it comes to their wardrobes. Mark Zuckerberg, the face of Facebook, is always seen in a simple gray t-shirt. Maybe he's just really committed to the color gray, or perhaps he's trying to save on dry cleaning bills. These thrifty tycoons show us that it's not about how much you spend, but rather how wisely you spend it. They remind us that wealth isn't necessarily about living lavishly, but about making smart choices and understanding the value of money. So, the next time you're feeling bad about not splurging on that designer purse, remember, some billionaires wouldn't either. When you're as rich as a king, who needs to dress like one? An intriguing question, isn't it? Some of the wealthiest people on the planet seem to think so. They've got enough money to buy wardrobes full of designer clothes, yet they choose to dress in a way that's decidedly down to earth. So why do they do it? Well, it's a subtle yet powerful statement against the culture of materialism and excess. These folks are demonstrating that wealth isn't about the glitz and glamour, the flash cars, or the designer labels. Instead, they're showing that true wealth lies in the freedom to live life on your own terms, even if those terms involve wearing a pair of old jeans and a tattered t-shirt. Take Mark Zuckerberg, for example. Despite being one of the richest men in the world, he's often seen in a simple gray t-shirt. Or consider Warren Buffett, one of the world's most successful investors. He's known for his frugal lifestyle, living in the same house he bought over 50 years ago and driving an ordinary car. Then there's the late Steve Jobs, co-founder of Apple, who was renowned for his trademark black turtleneck and jeans. Despite his immense wealth, Jobs chose to wear the same outfit every day, a decision he said was about simplicity and focus. These are just a few examples of rich people who choose to live simply, proving that you don't need to flaunt your wealth to feel successful. It's a refreshing perspective in a world where so many people are chasing after the next big thing, the latest fashion trend, or the most expensive gadget. So, whether you're rolling in dough or counting your pennies, remember? It's not about what you wear. It's about who you are. And who knows, maybe that scruffy guy next door is actually a secret millionaire.